We made it. What is up, everybody? We made it to 2026. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the podcast. My name is Nathan. I'm flying solo today, and that's okay with me. All right. Welcome to the podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your 2025 was fucking awesome because mine was. Lots of great games came out. If you haven't listened to the last episode, you definitely should go over all of the awesome stuff that happened in 2025. Some really great games. Just some amazing stuff I played. Let me scooch this camera a little closer. There we go. So 2025 was a banger. I think 2026 is also going to be a banger as well. A lot of good stuff coming out in 2026. So we gotta do a little prep for what's going to be happening in the upcoming year. I don't really know what I'm planning on getting into at the moment, with the exception of a few things. I could tell you that I'm definitely looking forward to some of the bigger titles that are coming out just to see what they have to bring to the table. But I'm definitely looking forward to some indie stuff that's going to be coming out as well. So we'll go ahead and get into that here in just a minute. But before we do, we'll just go ahead and start off with our collective quench. I don't have the little graphic on here if you're watching it on video, but that's okay. You guys know what this is. Make sure you have your cup or drink ready. Let's go ahead and get started. Umbrella fight are circled tight. We shine together in the night. With laughter loud and spirits in sync, raise up your glass, and now we drink. I've got water tonight. Got to stay hydrated, guys. It's very important. Did you know that for every soda you drink, you need to drink 2 of the same amount of water? So 2x water per soda, 2 to 1, to rehydrate what you had. And that's not even touching alcohol. So be aware, if you're drinking soda or booze, just make sure you stay hydrated, guys. I'm going to get one more in here. With the old whistle. Well, 2025 was a lot of fun, like I just said, but we're looking forward to 2026. There's going to be a lot of really great stuff coming out in 2026. A lot of big name studios are going to be dropping some stuff. Hopefully, I say hopefully because, you really never know with some of these bigger guys. Like Rockstar, for example. Oh, Rockstar. They just love to delay all the time. But you know what? I say that's okay. That doesn't really bother me all that much. And here's why. Because if you're going to make a game, I want it to be good. I want it to be awesome. And if you guys have to take a couple of extra months, days, weeks, hours, whatever it takes, make sure it's awesome. Especially for something like a Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, I know Grand Theft Auto 6 is a very high-profile title. Everybody's already talking about it. I'm sure you guys have already seen the trailer. I don't know, probably dozens of times. And that's great. But, I think it bears repeating that Grand Theft Auto 5 is a... man, what even is that at this point? It is a colossal beast of a game. And I'm really looking forward to GTA 6 coming out, not just because it'll be a continuation of their legacy. But yeah, take a look at this thing. I mean, look how awesome it looks. And I'm a big proponent of graphics not really mattering all that much. But if you're going to put time and effort into it, make it look like this. This looks amazing. I mean, this might as well be photorealistic, right? If you're going to spend X number of millions of dollars on this game, I don't even know what their budget was on this game. I'm going to see if I can find that real quick, as a matter of fact. But if I know that they're going to be spending millions and millions of dollars, what is the budget for GTA 6? We'll wait for old Jamie to pull that up. Pull that shit up, Jamie. There's no officially confirmed budget, but holy shit. The reporting indicates this is already over $1 billion game. And that's just what they sunk into making this thing. My guys, if you're going to do this, I guess do it right. But $1 billion? Oh my God. That's a gargantuan amount of money for an entertainment product. And what I'm really nervous about with the $1 billion budget that's going into this sucker is that we're going to see our very first $80, justifiably, even in depending on how you're looking at it, justifiably $80, $90, $100 game. And that makes me nervous, guys. With all the prices going up for everything, this is like not something I really want to happen. I really don't want to see a $100 game. However, if you're going to put $1 billion behind a video game, I mean, I get it. I guess I can't blame them. They've got a legacy of GTA 5 behind them, right? Let's take a look at how much GTA 5 has made over the years. And while those numbers are being pulled up, oh, look at that. Instantly. $10 billion. Oh my goodness. $10 billion. That is an insane amount of money for anything to make, let alone a video game. So hopefully we're going to see in 2026 one of the most anticipated, most exciting, most everything. I mean, look at this thing. It looks like everything has been cranked up to 11. The budget, the characters, the graphical style, the photorealistic textures. The story is probably going to be awesome. I have no idea even what the story is. I'm barely paying attention to this thing, aside from popping in to see these trailers every now and then. And I'm okay with that. I am not the type of guy to just kind of follow along with a game every little bitty tiny step of the way. But you know, poking in on this situation right now, I'm really excited. Especially, I'm really excited for the Grand Theft Auto fans out there because this looks like it's going to be great. So, if you're going to put $1 billion behind something, I hope it's damn good. And we know that Rockstar typically doesn't disappoint. Pretty much no matter what they do, right? I mean, they do it right. And they try to make sure they nail it on all fronts. So I expect when this drops, everybody is going to say great things about it because it will have probably earned it. It looks like it's probably going to be dropping. I think the current release date is November 19th, 2026. So we've got a ways to go still. They have a ways to go. They've already pushed it back, I think, at least twice. Probably 3 times. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention that close. I just had overheard that they pushed it back. And you know what? Good on them. This is a big thing, and you need to get this right, Rockstar. You nailed it with Red Dead 2. As you guys heard John talk about Red Dead 2 so much on this podcast. I mean, it gripped him in a way that games don't normally grip people. And that is a testament to the quality of product that Rockstar likes to put out. So say what you will about big budget games. This is probably going to be a banger. Another banger that I'm actually really looking forward to myself is the Resident Evil 9. 9. It always feels weird when you have a 9 at the end of something on a video game or any kind of series, really. It always feels strange to when you breach even 7. Sounds weird. 6. Like, how many parts do you need? But at this point, they're not really calling it 9. They're just calling it a subtitle, which I'm in favor of. I don't, if you're going to do a 2, make sure it's a follow-up and it makes sense as far as like story is concerned. Resident Evil 1 should connect to Resident Evil 2, should be related to Resident Evil 3, somewhere in the timeline. I think along the way, Capcom kind of lost their sense of direction, I would say. We did get to see in Resident Evil 4, we did get to see Leon from RE2. And then Jill Valentine was the protagonist of 3. So that's tangentially related to 1. So I felt like they had two kind of separate stories going on. Like 1 and 2 didn't really, they weren't exactly related, with the exception of Raccoon City, zombies, things like that. I could be wrong though. I mean, I'm sure some Resident Evil nut out there is going to email in and be like, "Hey, actually," which is fine. You probably should. I should know my stuff. But nevertheless, it feels like 1 and 3 are related, and then 2 and 4 were extra related. And then you've got 5 and 6. I don't even know what happened on 5 and 6. I couldn't tell you. I didn't play either of those. Although, actually, if I think about it hard, I think I might have played 5 a little bit. Nevertheless, the revamp was when Resident Evil 7 dropped, and I think that was a breath of fresh air for survival horror. Resident Evil 7, or Biohazard, as you would call it in old Japan. Resident Evil 7 picked up some slack that was really dangling from the fallout of 5 and 6. 5 and 6 weren't critically received well at the time. Specifically 6. 6 was crapped on a lot by a lot of people, and I think it still is a little bit today. Hindsight's 2020 though, so I think a lot of the Resident Evil fans have gone back and played 6 enough to say, you know what? Fuck it. This game's fun. And I'm 100% certain that they're right. There is a level of seriousness that Resident Evil fans take to the controller when they pick it up. And that's okay. It's not a bad thing, I would say. Because Resident Evil 1, for all of its campiness, Resident Evil 2 even had some campy moments, but was a little more of a serious story. I feel like Resident Evil 4 was like a way more serious story. And that's because, at that time, when 2 came out, what was that, 1997, 98? The graphical fidelity of that game didn't exactly lend itself to the most cinematic or hard-hitting presentation, at least from like a normie perspective, I suppose. But when it comes to getting into the 4 era through 7, really, 7 is fantastic. They really started being able to really present something to you in a way that was like, oh wow, this is heavy stuff. And 7 brought it in spades. 7 is a straight up scary video game. I mean, holy moly, it's a scary video game. And then on top of that, they shifted yet again. The first 3 were first person, and then, or not first person, excuse me. They were tank controls with shifting perspectives, pre-rendered backgrounds. 4 shifted it again with an over-the-shoulder camera, which I believe 5 and 6 carried on with, and that was fine. But they brought it home with survival horror in 7 by bringing it into the first person. Now, if you guys have never played a horror game in first person with headphones on, my God, man, there's nothing quite like it. And Resident Evil 7 had many a scare. 8, which I have yet to mention, was really neat. Village, maybe a little silly. And I'm okay with that. I don't mind. I feel like, okay, so there's a running thing going on between me and my wife that horror and comedy are 2 sides of the same coin, right? And it's true. And she told me this the other week, some months back. The only difference between horror and comedy is the music. Mind blown. It's so true. And I think if you sprinkle a little comedy into your horror, or a little horror into your comedy, I think it works well, about 99 times out of 100. If you guys ever have ever watched Tucker and Dale versus Evil, it's a great comedy movie that has a horror backdrop, and it works perfectly. Same goes kind of with Cabin in the Woods. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and I appreciate that. But anyway, I digress. The big one we're all looking forward to in 2026, of course, is Requiem. So, I mean, I'm just going to put the trailer up here on the video. It looks just as good as freaking GTA 6. I mean, some of these textures, some of these lighting setups that they've got going on, some of these framed shots just look incredibly good. And if we're going to be doing another first-person horror foray for the Resident Evil series, I'm really looking forward to what this game has to offer. And some people are really calling out the hair physics, which, I mean, yeah, they're not wrong. It looks good. And I imagine they're going to bring some really great sound design to this thing, too. Like, look at this dude. What the hell is going on with him? He looks pretty creepy, huh? Requiem is going to be not just the 9th entry in the main series. There are, of course, a lot of offshoot Resident Evil games. You've got your Code Veronica. You've got your, what was that one? Survivor series. That one was interesting. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have to do in this because they've already done the setting of a backwoods house. They've done the setting of a sort of like, scary vampiric village. And then this one looks like we're going to be heading back into the city. And I'm really excited to see where they bring it in this entry. So, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about Resident Evil Requiem. All I can say is that it looks really good. It's going to be scary as hell, of course. And, yeah, Capcom typically doesn't mess around with this series. But they're also not afraid to do stuff with it. I mean, take a look at Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6. They were big departures from what was going on in the series at the time. And then take a look at 7. A massive shift in tone from 5, 6 all the way into the first-person backwoods horror, Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what this third entry in the first-person series looks like. Was that Leon? No. Well, if it is Leon, that's going to be really fun, too. I'll have to look up some more information on this. So basically, I'm trying to actually avoid as much information as possible when it comes to Resident Evil Requiem, because I will get to play this one, and I would like to go in as blind as possible. Even watching this trailer right now, I'm realizing maybe I don't need to watch the whole thing, but, there you have it. That's Resident Evil Requiem. It's going to be a banger of a game. I'm certain of it. Capcom typically does a great job. Let's see, what else is on our list? Wolverine. Ooh, Insomniac is actually doing the Wolverine. Let me see if I can pull that footage up. Do they have a trailer yet? Yeah, they certainly do. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. That's Logan being Logan as hell. Yeah, so I'm a huge... okay. Pump the brakes. I'm not a huge Marvel fan. I don't hang on to every Marvel property. But Wolverine is cool as shit, right? I mean, look at him. He looks awesome. And with Insomniac behind the helm, I'm sure it's going to be great. They did Insomniac do Infamous? I'm pretty sure Insomniac did Infamous. Might be misremembering that. I'm going to look that up. Let's do a little. Jamie, pull that shit up. No, Sucker Punch. That's who it was. Oh, yeah. There we go. So Insomniac is actually a little bit more known for their Ratchet and Clank series. Yeah, that's right. I had them mixed up with Sucker Punch for some reason. Probably the IN in the name, which is a dumb thing to associate. But nevertheless, this looks awesome. It was done by the Spider-Man people. Everybody seemed to like Spider-Man. I didn't get to play those. Those were a little bit too big for my britches. they ask a lot of the player in terms of commitment. So I will probably play them one day. But based on this trailer, this looks like it's going to be pretty dope. Yeah, Wolverine. Yeah, Wolverine's going to be fun, I'm sure. So, what else? Let's see. What else is coming out? 007 First Light. Yeah, that's going to be pretty great. I wonder if they have a trailer. I really like IO Interactive. They did a great job when they were doing the Hitman stuff. And if you guys haven't played Hitman, yo, what are you doing? Get your life in order. Pick up a copy of Hitman World of Assassination and please go play it. It's so fun. I'm of the opinion that Hitman is a comedy game because if you can dress up as a big giant flamingo outfit and take people out only to exit the scene. Here, I'm going to fast forward this. This is boring. They're talking. Yeah, show me something cool. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, laser watches. That's what Bond is all about. If we didn't have a laser watch in this game, I'd be so disappointed. Yeah, there's probably going to be cool driving stuff, stealth. I mean, it's IO Interactive. They did Hitman. That's kind of what James Bond is in a way. Not exactly a hitman, but definitely in that sort of vein. Take out this leader kind of thing of the country, infiltrate, get some information, sneak out, leave no witnesses, that type of thing. So the people to do this game are IO Interactive, 100%. They are so the studio to do this. So if we can get something cool out of First Light, which I'm certain that we will, IO Interactive typically doesn't disappoint. Fun fact about IO, Hitman, IO bought themselves out from underneath Sony, I believe, so that they could make the game that they wanted to make. Isn't that crazy? And I really like that. They had the balls to say, you know what, we have a vision for this. We want to own our own company. We don't want to mess around with whatever it is you guys want us to do. We want to make the thing that we want to make. And I respect the hell out of that. So yeah, if there's going to be a studio that should make this game, IO Interactive is definitely the one to do it. They've already got the chops on the Hitman series, and I totally imagine this is going to be probably in the same engine in even. So it's going to be pretty sick. It looks like there's also going to be a Fable game coming out. Now, I don't know if Fable is going to be, exactly what you're looking for in that series. The last trailer that I think we saw was a trailer from 2024. And it looks like it's going to be taken in from the standard Fable style that they used to have back in the day into a more modern sensibility RPG. Wow, look at that creature. That's a giant frog. This also looks really good. It seems like all the studios today have gotten down their ability to make stuff look photorealistic. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure what this game's going to bring to the table. Fable brought so many things when it first hit the scene in the old Xbox days. But this should be good. This looks fantastic. And I hope they bring the weirdness that Fable brought. Because when Fable came out, there was a lot of, let's call them unique things going on with it. And it really scaled out in a way that I didn't expect back in the day. So hopefully this game won't just be another generic RPG Witcher clone, which based on this trailer, it kind of looks like that. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this one, whether it's going to be good. There's a lot of a hoopla going on about this game, and I don't really know if it's positive or negative at the moment. I can't tell. I can't get the pulse on this one. But if you're going to use the name of something, you're going to have to bring to the table what the fans have already expected you to bring. You know, you can bring some new stuff, but you can't just drop a thing that is completely divergent from what the original vision was, right? We, I can say that from my perspective, at least, if I'm going to get a sequel to something, I need iteration, not just the same thing. But I also don't need a completely new product. Which is funny because I just got done talking about how they shook the box really hard. Actually, you know what? I take that back. It's not funny. It's exactly the same, exactly the right way to do it. Shifting from Resident Evil 6 to Resident Evil 7 is the exact right way to do a pivot on a game. Everybody knows what to expect. Raccoon City, zombies, horror. And then Capcom said, you know what? Let's just shake this box up really, really hard. And Resident Evil 7 is the thing that came out. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do a reboot. On the flip side, if you're going to remake something, now I know that Fable's going to be a reboot, which is not a remake, which is not a remaster. They're all words. I hate it. I hate it. But at least they denote something, right? Fable is a reboot, it seems like. They're taking what Fable was and throwing it out the window and trying something completely new with it. But again, if you put the name of the thing on there, it's got to have some semblance of the thing that you made previously. At the very least, something. So maybe we'll get some city management in this. Maybe. I think that would be a really cool way to go. To be able to go through this world and do RPG stuff, slice open dragons and whatever fantasy tropes you want to throw in there, that's great. But you also have to put in some of the soul and spirit of the original one, especially because you're putting that name on there. It's just how it goes. What else? I know that Devin and John are probably going to be really, really, well, Devin in particular is probably going to be super stoked about Halo Campaign Evolved. That one's going to be really interesting. And again, it's got the namesake on there. So you're going to have to bring the thing that you brought before. You can't just slap the Halo name on it and expect everybody to buy it, which unfortunately kind of works sometimes. But take a look at last year's games. I talked profusely about Silent Hill 2 remake. That was the way to remake something. And this is a remake. We're in remake territory, not really reboot. It is the campaign that started it all, as it says. And I think we're probably going to get some cool cinematics. But at the core, I expect this to deliver. Look at that. There you go. That's the exact thing you want to see. Those shields, those guns, that melee attack. There's the needler. Hell yeah. Oh, and the good old warthog. This is going to be awesome. I'm pretty sure. What was it necessary? Who can say? Who can say? But it sure looks awesome. And if we're running on modern hardware and a new generation of gamers get to play this thing, I'm here for it. I think that's something that gets overlooked actually in a remake, remaster, reboot scenario. Here, I'm just going to start this over. Take a look at it again. It's so cool looking. One thing that I think a lot of us olds forget is that there's a whole sector of gamers that don't even know what Halo is yet. They're about to be taught through the best way to be taught. What is a Halo? Who is John Halo? They're about to get schooled in a new format with modern graphics, with the sensibilities of today's game structure. They're about to be schooled on who John Halo actually is. The old Master Chief. And I think a lot of us olds tend to look at this through the lens of ourselves a bit too much. That isn't to say that you shouldn't have an opinion. You absolutely should have an opinion on this. This is one of the most important series of all time. No question. I mean, it brought multiplayer to consoles in a way that GoldenEye wishes it could have. which is not to undersell GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64 in any way. But if we're going to talk about landmark titles, this game, maybe not campaign evolved exactly, but this game really has to be in the conversation. Because, you know, people just wanted to play with each other. We used to go over to people's houses and play GoldenEye because split screen multiplayer was a thing. And then, well, then it expanded when Halo dropped and you could bring your whole ass Xbox to somebody's house and hook it up to the TV and plug it into the network and do 8, 12, 16 players. Oh, mama. Those were some fun nights, staying up late, drinking soda, eating junk food, playing Halo all night long. And it still had the split screen stuff too. For those of you guys who didn't have an extra Xbox laying around, you still got to play split screen. It was awesome. And there's a whole generation of people that, you know, they've grown up as on online play, so it really doesn't bring that same gravitas that it did when it first dropped. But multiplayer aside, this single player campaign is phenomenal. It's freaking good. You can't deny it. It's one of those undeniable series that just brings it from every perspective. And based on the way this sucker looks, I can't wait to check it out. This is going to be fun. I'm really not looking forward to the library. Shit's too hard. Well, I don't know. It was hard when I was younger. I might be better at it now, but we'll see. But yeah, that's Halo Campaign Evolved. Also, that transition right there, that outro logo still blows my mind a little bit as an old who grew up through the console wars. PlayStation, no Xbox, no Nintendo. Meh. The console wars were such a tedious thing to navigate. And I love that we can see Halo on PlayStation. That's super fun to me. There's a whole section of gamers who own a console that can't get another console that get to play this thing. That's super cool. Same thing goes with the youngs. They get to play this game in a new format, and this is really going to be a breath of fresh air for some people. It's going to probably school a bunch of people so they can kind of understand what this campaign brought to the table. And it's also going to probably give the fans some more to chew on, or a good way to relive it in a nostalgic sense. So hopefully they don't layer on the cheese too thick, and John Halo gets to have his day with this campaign one more time. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be dope. Forza Horizon 6 is coming out. Look, guys, I love that you guys love your cars. I love you racing gamers all out there. I think y'all are amazing people. But Forza in general is a snooze fest for me. So I don't know that I have much to say on it. I'm sure the trailers look good. I'm sure the tires and the water effects look really good and whatnot. But if it's not Burnout Paradise, I don't want it. I want to be able to smash these cars up, and Forza doesn't ever let you do that. Well, the car companies don't let them do that. So, whatever. So, if you'll forgive me, I'm just going to skip right past Forza Horizon 6. I know it's on my list of stuff to talk about, but I want to talk about something I am interested in, and that, my friends, is Control Resonant. I cannot say how much I love Control. I think Control, for all of its accolades and praises that it receives, is wildly underrated. It has such a great universe. It has such a cool feel to it. It has such a unique everything. It's like it's really hard for me to qualify what speaks to me about in this game. I've played through the original Control probably 3 or 4 times, and I'm so excited to get to see what this sucker brings to the table. Because it looks like something has gotten outside of the Federal Bureau of Control. And we get to play as Dylan Faden this time. I'm really freaking stoked about that. Although, based on this trailer, Jesse stabs Dylan for whatever reason. And I don't know what's going on, but I also can tell you that in the universe of Control, even if it looks like Jesse, I won't believe it until it's confirmed, because this game is all about alternate universes, weird side multiverse type things, alternate dimensions, strange beings and objects manifesting weird things about them. It's just like the most crazy type of stuff you can imagine. Control brings to the table. All of it. Man, and look at Dylan. He looks awesome. They gave him such a cool like haircut, and this looks like it's going to be a lot of melee focused combat, which, don't get me wrong, I love me some shooting. But if you're going to bring another game to the table in this universe, bringing some melee combat to the table seems like the way to go. This should be super fun. Oh, yeah. And the imagery in this game really blows me away all the time. Couple that with the universe and all of the little notes that you can pick up and just check out. Hey, here's this object. It's a refrigerator. If you take your eye, if anybody takes their eyes off of it, you explode. Like, what? Here's a carousel from a horse from a carousel, and you can bind this object to yourself so that you can move around real quick. I mean, they just creating this Federal Bureau of Control to study these bizarre otherworldly objects, or objects of power as they've dubbed them. It just speaks to me in a way that, Twin Peaks would speak to me. And I'm really, really, really excited to see where Remedy takes this. Because at the end of the day, Control is unique, but I should also mention that Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2 are in the same universe. So it's not entirely something new per se. It's a new perspective on that universe. Sort of expands out from what Alan Wake 1 did. And even Alan Wake 2 kind of gave you some insights. There's actually a DLC for the first game, Control. It's called, I think it's Altered, AWE, Altered World Event. But it is an Alan Wake expansion, AWE. Ha! I never put that together. And it's less combat focused and more puzzle focused, which is very much an Alan Wake type of thing. But I digress. Control Resonance is going to be fucking awesome. I already know it. And I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to play as Dylan Faden, and I can't wait to do some of this melee combat. Look at this. It says rise and shine. And I love this little thing right here. The sibling has gone rogue / gone fishing. The board, the main, I don't know if it's an antagonist or a protagonist, if it's good guy, bad guy. It's very kind of nebulous in the first one. The board maintains control over the other universe, the other dimension, as it were. And I love the way it speaks. It says, you're up, or the sibling has gone rogue / gone fishing. Like, it's just so funny. So this looks like it's going to be a banger. Like, no question. And I don't want to get into calling it top 10 of the year, top 5 of the year, but it would not shock me if it wound up in some of those lists at the end of 2026. No question. Let's see. Man, I could talk about Control all day, and I probably shouldn't. So let's just not. Let's skip on to the next one. What else have I got listed on my list here? Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem's going to be good. I actually haven't even seen the trailer for this, so let's take a look at Fire Emblem. What is it? Fortune's Weave. Wonder if we have a trailer. Yeah, it looks like we do. From a Nintendo Direct, which really was only 3 months ago or so. Now, I do love me some JRPG action. Fire Emblem is a particular brand of JRPG that I don't get into as much. And that's okay. Everybody has their niches. But this looks really good. Wow, I've never seen this before. It looks awesome. I guess you would call this cel shaded look. That's what they used to say back in the day. You had your Borderlands, your 13, if you guys remember that, XIII. It was a polygonal game, but it looked 2D cartoonish. They would call that cel shaded. I don't know if that term is still used today. So Fire Emblem is going to be more Fire Emblem for Fire Emblem fans, and I hope they do their fans right. I saw a post recently on Twitter about turn-based games and how some people call them boring. I might be in that camp because I like a more action-based game. That's just a preference. This isn't to say that it's a bad game. It just doesn't strike me as something I want to play all the time. I might get into turn-based stuff every now and then. I checked out XCOM last year. I also checked out, there was actually one that dropped that's super good called Tactical Breach Wizards. You should check that out. That was done by a guy named Tom Francis, who made, he also made another one called Heat Signature. That's an excellent game. And then Gunpoint. Gunpoint is the other one. It's a puzzle-based detective type game. But anyway, the turn-based thing never really landed all that much with me. When I am in the mood for a slow, methodical thing, I'll venture into the turn-based combat. But the way this is presenting itself looks very flashy. So if I'm going to have to do a turn-based game, this might be a good one to jump into at some point. It looks super cool, that's for sure. What else we got? Neo 3. Neo. Okay, Neo is hard. Neo's really freaking hard. I picked up Neo 2 kind of on a whim. Let's see, what was this? 22? 21? Somewhere in there? Koei Tecmo really knows how to bring the or Team Ninja rather know how to bring this this Japanese style samurais and kaiju and all that stuff and just really package it up nice and neat into a kind of Souls-like type deal. The one thing I didn't love about Neo 2 was that it was broken up into actual like stages. So you had like a map and then you selected the stage and then you got in and did it that way. It's fine. I don't love that sort of thing. I'm much more of a Elden Ring open world type of thing. Even Dark Souls is a little more open than that. It's fine. I'm not going to really truly knock it for that because if the gameplay is good and the battles are fun, great. I'm here for it. But good God, look at how awesome this is. This just really looks stellar. And it definitely looks like it's going to have some Soulsian things going on with it. And I'm here for that. But speaking of Souls and them Souls peoples, FromSoft, everybody, well, not everybody. Some people are looking forward to Duskbloods. And I say some people because there's a huge section of the FromSoft fandom that's really kind of pissed that this is going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. I don't know how I feel about it, as a matter of fact. I'm probably not going to play this thing unless it comes to another console. Come on, show us some gameplay. Where are we at? Oh, look at that. That looks cool. Yeah, here we go. I don't know if we're going to get to see gameplay in this. Oh, yeah, here we go. It looks very Bloodborne meets Elden Ring to me. Oh, yeah, that's Bloodborne right there. That's really Bloodborne. But it's also Elden Ring, too. Elden Ring brings a lot of those weird-looking enemies. And if this is going to be is this supposed to be a PvPvE game? And it looks awesome. Don't get me wrong. But the exclusivity pisses me off. I get it. It's a smart business move. Nintendo saying, "Hey, FromSoft, get over here. We want a thing." It's smart. I can't lie. But unfortunately, it's a bummer, is what it is. So we're just going to have to deal with it, I guess. This is either going to force me to get a Switch 2, which I really don't want. I really don't want to get a Switch 2. It doesn't seem like a good proposition, good value proposition for me. Or I'm just going to have to wait until it comes out on PC or otherwise. Based on the way this game looks, I mean, look at that. Do you think the Switch 2 is going to push this? I don't know. And this looks as good as Elden Ring does. And I could tell you that the Elden Ring on Switch 2 is problematic. Let's put it that way. Is that a gun on his back? That looks awesome. Okay, way more Bloodborne than I had given it credit for even. Yeah, so this one's going to be awesome. It's going to look good, probably good enough. It's probably going to play good on the Switch 2. I just don't think it's going to force me to buy a Switch 2. That's a thing that I think a lot of or maybe the companies are right, maybe the numbers bear it out and I'm just stupid. But I just don't ever think I would buy a console based on a single exclusive game. And with so many games being cross-platform, cross-play, cross this, cross that, multi-platform releases, who buys a console based on a single game anymore? Not me. I barely buy a new console. I mean, I'm a PC gamer though, so what are you going to do? You have a tough time selling me a PlayStation 5 to begin with. Well, anyway, I'm not really crapping on Duskbloods or their business practices. I get it. Like I said, it is what it is. But it's going to be good no matter what. From Software is this in the same boat as Rockstar. They know their shit and they bring it every time. So, for better or worse, when Duskblood comes out on the Switch 2, hopefully we'll be able to see it on another console at some point. Hopefully we'll get a PC release. That's what I really want. I want to see this thing on PC, and I also really want to see what the modding community would do with it. That's going to be fun, for sure. There's going to be some other stuff coming out. We're already kind of getting a little long in the tooth for a solo podcast talking about some upcoming stuff. So I'm just going to go through a couple of these. Looks like we're going to get something called Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. This one's going to be set in World War II. It's only flagged for 2026, but we'll see if that gets pushed back. Star Wars Galactic Racer, that looks fun. Star Wars needs a racing game, I guess, if you want. We'll get a new Ace Combat, Warhammer 40K, Dragon Quest 7 reimagined. Okay, sure. I could see that. There is a couple of indie games that I'm looking forward to. One in particular, I don't know if it even came out. It was supposed to come out in 2025, and that was Cop Bastard. I don't think Cop Bastard ever made it out. Maybe we'll get a 2026 release for Cop Bastard. But Cop Bastard was really cool, really early on in the channel when I was playing and kind of just reviewing some demo stuff. This is a boomer shooter as hell. It's got a score on the right-hand side, and it takes its inspiration from 90s Asian action films, which I'm so here for. You even have the main character says some really cheesy punchlines. So yeah, this game, I'm really, really hoping this drops in 2026, and that we get to blow up some people 90s Asian action film style. Should be sick. And I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting. I have a friend of mine who's been making a game for a little while. It's not exactly in my wheelhouse, but it still says coming soon on their Steam page. It's called Century of Steam. And Century of Steam is, of course, a train type game. It's a simulation sandboxy type of thing. Here, let me pull up the trailer, as a matter of fact. This trailer's from a while back, so it probably is not reflective of what the game looks or feels like today. But my buddy is working on a lot of the mathematics that go into this. And one thing that they're touting is that this game is supposed to be very much faithful to the trains, their models, their everything down to how the whistle sounds. And I'm really excited to see what they bring to the table in terms of a train simulation game. It's been a long, long time since I've played anything in this wheelhouse. And if Century of Steam can get me back into it so that I can play something like that, I'm here for it. I can't wait. It's way, way up high on my wish list. Not just because I know one of the guys making it, but it genuinely looks great. I mean, look at this. Look at that train. It looks awesome. And for those of you who are really, really into trains, I'm sure this is going to scratch an itch that you didn't know you have. So I just wanted to shout this one out. Shout outs to Jake. Jake hung out for our Silk Song stream when that came out. We played through that. If you guys want to check that out, that's up on the YouTube channel. We have a playlist for all 16 episodes of that. You can see how bad I am at Silk Song. So anyway, Century of Steam, you definitely want to check that one out. It's going to be really good when that drops. I'm not looking for it to drop in 2026. I'm not doubtful that it'll drop if that's what they're planning on, but if they're not planning on it, don't expect it. It's probably a ways away. Based on, I always assume that it's going to take forever if the Steam page just says coming soon. And that's okay. It is what it is. Like I said at the very beginning of this podcast, I want you to take your time. I would rather see something of quality that took forever to make than just, whatever you shat out. There's this other super weird game I played, Parkside Decayed Soul. It reminds me a lot of Deus Ex. Even right down to the graphical fidelity of it with these kind of like blocky, low poly models. And this is supposed to be an immersive sim where you can solve puzzles in a bunch of different ways. I played the demo. It's just a demo, so I'm not going to tell you that it was bad or anything. Of course, it had a ways to go. And based on this trailer, there's a lot of things that are in this game that I didn't get to experience in the demo. But nevertheless, Parkside Decayed Soul looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, especially for those MSim type people. If you guys liked Deus Ex, if you liked Dishonored, Parkside, check it out. It's probably only going to be anywhere from like $10 to $20. And so it'll be worth your time just to kind of drop it and help support a solo dev making something that they truly love, because this looks like it was made with some passion behind it. And for me, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for some passion in my indie games. If you really, really believe in a project and you make it come true, that's what I want to play. And I got to play that last year with Verho, Curse of Faces. That was my game of the year. It really spoke to me on a lot of levels. I appreciated it. It wasn't just a solo dev. He'll tell you that. Even though he was the mastermind, we'll call him Psy King S. Sebastian, I believe his name is. He'll tell you it was a joint effort among many people, but he was really the mastermind behind it. But nevertheless, it was a vision he had, and he brought it to life. And I was really excited to see that happen for him. On top of that, Verho is a Kingsfield-like, and I'm really into that sort of first-person, old-school style RPG. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed that. The other one I want to point out that should be coming out this year, old 2026, is called Divinum. And Divinum looks awesome. And let me tell you, based on the demo that I played, the little play test, it wasn't exactly a demo, it was more of a play test. Got to submit some feedback. This game feels awesome too. It rewards a lot of high-level gameplay when you kind of learn to use your tools and combo things out really well. It feels super duper good. And on top of that, I mean, if you guys are looking at this on the video, it looks stellar. I love all the colors. I love the menus. I love the way that looks. I love this type of game. It looks like it's going to be, it feels a lot like Metroidvania meets Devil May Cry with that combat where you can just like juggle people and stuff. It's going to be freaking sick. So yeah, Divinum. Go ahead and wish list that on Steam. It's going to be freaking awesome. I just know it. I mean, I felt how good it was when I played the playtest. So if that's any indication of how that's going to wind up, yo, I'm here for that. For sure. For sure. Let's see what else we got coming out in 2026. I think I had one more that I wanted to talk about. I had thought about it earlier, but it kind of escapes me. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to set that aside for right now. However, oh yeah, never mind. I remember. I'm going to just go ahead and talk about it. Mina the Hollower. Back in, I think it was 2016 when Shovel Knight came out. Was it 2016 or 2012? Anyway, it was a while back. I don't remember the year right off the top of my head, but Shovel Knight gripped me in a way that games don't normally grip me. You know, when I get into something, I get into it really, really hard. And Shovel Knight was one of those games. I must have played hundreds of hours of Shovel Knight, all the ways that you could play it. I tried for all of the achievements, but playing through Shovel Knight and getting hit 0 times is nigh on impossible for me. So, I mean, it is what it is. Mina the Hollower is going to be Yacht Club's next game. And instead of being an NES style, this one's going to be a little bit more, looks like Game Boy Advance style graphics. And I'm so here for it. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to play this thing. It looks really colorful. Mina the Hollower, she looks like a cool character. And I bet this is going to have tons and tons of personality. So, unfortunately, we were supposed to get this one on Halloween of last year in 2025, but Yacht Club pushed it back. And I think there may have been, from what I understand, some problems with Yacht Club hanging around and developing for Shovel Knight just a little too long. And so their success is actually riding on this game. Now, I expect this one to pop off because Shovel Knight is such a kind of an institution in indie games. Everybody knows who Shovel Knight is. If you play indie games, it's definitely something that popped up on your radar. So hopefully Yacht Club has the chops and they have the notoriety already for bringing quality products that when Mina the Hollower drops, it's going to keep their studio afloat so they can make the next banger. So anyway, I just wanted to shout out Mina the Hollower. If you guys haven't seen that one, it's going to be excellent as well. I mean, there's so many video games that are going to be coming out in 2026 that it's really hard to quantify all of the great things. It's really hard to talk about just those ones that I talked about because I'm sure I missed 1,000 different things that are going to come out. You know, there's going to be so many awesome items, games, weird tech demos we get to see. I mean, it's just going to be such a banger year already based on the things that I talk about and even the stuff that didn't get talked about. It's going to be really, really good. So I just wanted to let you guys know about all those things that are coming out in 2026. 2026 is going to be such an awesome year. And I'm really glad that you guys are here. I want to shout out to you guys real quick. Y'all are awesome. And I want you to remember 3 things. 1, you're awesome. 2, you're loved. And 3, what you do matters. 2026 is already shaping up to be amazing. And I'm really excited to see how all of this turns out. And I'm going to be here with you guys along the way. So thank you so much for joining us. And we, of course, are going to see you next time on the Umbrella Fight podcast. So with all that said, let's go ahead and cue the music and get the heck out of here. I'll see you guys later.